Welcome to a special episode of Dudes Times 2. Fuck. As I drop my phone in the background.
That's why you should put it in your pocket.
Well, I should put you in my pocket. If you can't already tell, we sound a whole fuck of a lot better. We got a new mic. And in celebration...
Yeti spaghetti. Nah.
In celebration, we decided to just do a little bit of a chill cast. You know, just talk about things, talk about our lives, give some background to us, the dudes. You know, our history with our video games, and we decided the best thing to play that over, or at least talk about that over,
It's a game overhaul.
yeah, chillest thing around, a game of poker.
Overhaul.
So, start things off. Tyler, what was your first game system?
Well, I guess family owned would be a PS2, but I didn't really play it. I guess my system, like when I first started like playing.
Okay, sorry, technical difficulties.
It would be probably a GameCube. I loved the GameCube. It's probably my favorite console of all time. I loved it. Luigi's Mansion and whatnot. Loved everything about it. Loved the controller. Loved the play style. I used to go to my buddy's house and play it all the time.
Yeah, the GameCube, never owned one. For me, like we had that original PlayStation, but we had the PlayStation. We just had like parts for it.
Yeah,
we had like fucking parts of it. We didn't actually like really play that. The first real console I ever had, besides PC, was the original Xbox.
That Brock Sampson.
Yeah. And I remember waking up one Christmas, and I'm like, I hear all these noises like from across my house because the one house I lived in didn't have like a second floor, it was just one large like first floor. And so it's like I'm hearing all these noises of excitement, noises of happiness, and I come into our living room, and it's my mom and dad fucking dancing their asses off, and one of my older sisters laughing, videotaping them playing Dance Dance Revolution, because with the new Xbox they got fucking Dance Dance Revolution and a pad, one of those dance pads for it. Ooh, I could start off with a pair.
It was lit. Let's just say that.
I'm pretty sure that video is still on YouTube.
Is it?
She posted on YouTube at one point.
That's crazy.
But and my parents turned to me and said, "You better go to bed right now, or else you won't have this in the morning." Because my parents are people like that.
That's crazy.
And of course, I was excited as fuck because I really wanted that new game system, the new Xbox, because it was oh shit. It was, you know, the brand newest thing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got the new Xbox with Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, Dance Dance Revolution, and that Tack and the fucking Indian, not, well, he was
Tack
like,
and, oh, Tack.
it's the guy who voices Samson, voiced the
Yeah, I know who you're talking
yeah.
about.
And so like I woke up that morning, I just played the shit out of Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite game, though? I think I can guess it. I feel like it's on the Xbox, and I came over and used to play it with you. Maybe. No.
Well,
Is it?
for the sake of nostalgia, I'm gonna have to say Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, I thought it was the Warriors.
I'll get to that one in a
Because
second.
we used to play that shit. That was like when we first started being friends. Like, came over, we played the fucking Warriors.
That is one of my favorite games of all times, the Warriors.
Same movie as well.
Movies, yes. But game-wise and like being a little kid and playing Star Wars: Knights of the Republic, that is a hard fucking game. That is not an easy game. I had the book and everything. I swear at one point there's literal algebra that you have to do to complete one of the puzzles in that game. And that really showed me like just like story-wise and how like hard things were. For that to be like your first video game, it really opened my eyes to like the more mature side of things. So overall, I would say that's my favorite game of all time. But I have so many. But
Yeah.
go with you. As I just won that whole entire fucking hand.
Who are you right now?
the player.
Oh, I thought you were shown in there. I thought you get to pick. When I was younger, there was a game for PS2 and GameCube. It was a series called Time Splitters. That was probably, back in my time when I was a kid, that was probably one of my favorites to play because I used to go over and play with my friend all the time with Time Splitters, or they would come over to my house and we played Time Splitters. Even if it wasn't online or anything, it was just us versus like AIs, but it was so fun. Even all, like, you just go around and kill everyone. And it was just, I don't know why, it was such a good game. Like, I just loved it.
What was like the game? Because back in the day, like, now everything's online, so everyone has the game, copy of the game that everyone plays. And now, and like back in the day, you always had these multiplayer games that people came over to play.
Yeah.
What was a couple of the ones that, like, you said, Time Splitters? Was there another one?
More recent, when I was younger, when I was 13, when I was starting like middle school, I used to stay up real late and play a game called Lost Planet.
Yeah, but that's more of an. But I get what you're saying. Like,
you mean like
what was the game that, like, everyone got together, came over to a house and played?
Oh, when I used to be friends, me and good buddy Josh, you know him as well.
Mm-hmm.
For the GameCube, there was a Pac-Man game you used to be able to hook up your Game Boy with, and the guy with the Game Boy would be the Pac-Man, and everyone else would be the little ghosties. Or no, you the guy with the, you'd be the ghosties, and the guy with the the Game Boy controller would be the Pac-Man, and he'd be running away. It was really fun. That, and there was this Hot Wheels game on the GameCube that I really liked. It was fun as hell. But yeah, that was did you have any that you kids?
I had a bunch. We had like Halo 2.
Oh, hell yeah!
That was a big one.
Halo 3 was lit. Let's just say that.
But for more so, like, we had the James Bond from Russia with Love, that, like, was a 4-player game. We also had Spy versus Spy.
That was obviously one of your favorites.
Yeah. And as Ash busts out. But we would spend hours playing those games. And the other big one was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like, everyone played that shit, like, where you could play as the heroes and all that sort of stuff.
What would you say was you put the most hours into? Would be the game you
as of late
spend most time?
As of late, it's,
I guess we'll try to say game
other
when you were
than
younger, and then we'll do one that you do recently. Then.
Okay, so younger was definitely City of Heroes, City of Villains. I put not just hours, I put years into that game.
Was that a computer?
It was a massive multiplayer online.
Come on, you played Roblox. Get the fuck out of here now.
I actually did play Roblox at some point.
You're probably one of the people that bought money for that game.
No, I never did.
Lies.
No, I actually never did. I spent money on other stupid fucking games, but never Roblox. Even though I really wanted to. That was like because you could be like a pro builder and all that sort of shit.
Get the hell out of here.
But I was too young to really. Anyways, but City of Heroes and City of Villains, it's a MMO.
Yeah. What about recently? What do you or like when you were in the come up in middle school?
Excluding because we're gonna exclude League of Legends from this because I think we both put the most hours into that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that we also put the most hours into Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I put like 40 days into that game. Actually, it was
me too.
It was actually upsetting how
I think you had I think you played it for a little bit longer than I did.
Yeah.
Simply because
I played until 8th Prestige, and then I got in a modded lobby, and I got to.
Yeah, I think you brought me into that modded lobby too.
Yeah.
But you did have the game longer than I did, but we put the three of us, me, you, and David, our friend David, put immense time into that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it never got boring. It really didn't.
No.
Like it was so fun. Like I don't know.
Another game that kind of similar path. TF2, like really,
yeah,
like
we were in the TF2 a lot. You were in more than me, but then you started getting into the trading and whatnot.
Yeah, but like I said, I put like 200 hours into that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
that Modern Warfare 2 and Lost Planet Extreme Condition, which would be the first one, was no.
Okay.
Would probably be the two that I'm pretty sure. Like I used to stay up and like play Lost Planet until like I guess my bedtime was like probably 8. I'd stay up until like 10.
Oh, but I'd always get up and
But-
you would too.
I'm not gonna let you forget RuneScape, because I would get up in the morning and literally farm trees.
Okay, I'm gonna be right on board with you that. So I actually got a friend's account who was like the max level at the time, and he had completed all the quests except for like the new members quest.
Yeah.
And he had been a member at some point, so he had those quests. And he had the full like rune scimitar and all that shit.
Yeah.
And like I came in and like when you're at the highest level and like you can't do the extra stuff, the game is actually pretty fucking boring.
Yeah.
And so like I would just walk around and like just farm trees. That's all I did.
I would get up and literally like an hour before school, and I would go right downstairs. I wouldn't eat breakfast. I wouldn't get a shower. I would be, what is it, 6th grade maybe? I'm pretty sure. I would literally go downstairs and light the fuck up on like RuneScape and cut the shit out of some trees.
And then you cut all the trees down and you make like 25
fires. All the fires in a row, and then people would be like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "What does it look like?"
No. People were not like, "What are you doing?" Because whatever the main location was, you would just see like rows and rows and rows and rows.
Everyone would be doing it. It literally, I don't know how long it took. I don't know. Someone probably did the math.
And there was that one tree, that's a really special tree.
I don't know.
That took like 5 minutes to cut down.
Eucalyptus.
It was like blue. I don't remember.
I don't know.
It was like it was the best tree, and it took like forever to cut down. And if you made a fire from it, it like lasted infinitely.
Yeah. So, what game do you think you wish they'd bring it back or make a sequel of? You know, when you were younger.
So I'm bringing it back.
Don't say Star Wars. No.
Well, yes, I would love a Star Wars Knights of the Republic 3, but that's never going to happen since the MMO got made.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, because that game bombed. Like, literally bombed.
I think people still play it, but I'm not certain.
I mean, it's half off, so nobody plays it. You know?
No, I'm talking about Star Wars Knights of the Republic, not Battlefront.
Oh, because they Battlefront. You know, I was talking about Battlefront.
Oh, what was my hand? Doesn't matter. But bringing it back to the game that you thought was my favorite of all time, The Warriors. That game needs a remake, like now.
Like, since all the Mafia games they're coming out with, like they can make Warriors so good.
It was such like there's not many like old style gang games where you just like go around beating people up.
Yeah.
You know, you have Grand Theft Auto, but that's all guns and shit. There were no guns, and what they need to do is they need to update the graphics and make it so you can explore like a larger part of New York City.
Yeah.
Because like when you, like the missions in those games were fun, they were inventive, they were enjoyable as fuck. They had a ton of atmosphere, but like when you could like do that little free roam area, it was like it's one of the smallest free roam areas ever, and you could find a shit ton of stuff to do in it. But if they were to expand that to like like half of New York, which isn't hard, like that's roughly the size, that'd be like half the size of GTA 4.
Yeah.
And so, they've been doing that for years. That would be insane.
Yeah.
I would instantly buy that.
Game I wish they would remake. Did they make a Luigi's Mansion remake?
I couldn't say.
I don't know. I think they did a Resident Evil 4 remake, didn't they? Is that a yes?
I think they remade it on like 360. I would like to see a modern day one, but
yeah, I'd like to see like a booted up sequel of either old Spyros, because I love Spyro. Ratchet and Clank. I mean, Ratchet and Clank's still being made, and it's really good. Apparently,
they just remade it,
and it's really good. Like, it got really good reception too. Or maybe a remaster of the original Jak and Daxter's.
Yeah, okay, so
although they did come to PS3.
Speaking about nostalgia, a lot of my hate for certain things simply was because none of my friends let me play them back in the day. Like, all I had for a very long time was original Xbox and a very good PC that my mom used for work, and I got to play video games off of, which she wasn't too happy about, but in the end, I won. I got to play my video games. Not to sound like an ass about it. But, so, like, with a lot of those old Nintendo games, I simply just didn't play, and my perception of them were all skewed because my friends were assholes and they never even let me touch them.
Yeah.
So, like, any of the old Zelda games,
You weren't a Zelda person though, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate them now. I don't think, you know, like when people just resort to like, oh, things in the past were a lot better. Like, no, no, they weren't. I really think going in the future, like, we're getting some really awesome stuff, and we had some really awesome stuff.
Especially virtual reality.
Yeah, that's really fucking cool. Have you seen the job simulator game?
Yeah.
Like the robots and stuff like that? Just all the shit you can do in it?
Game that you love that no one else plays.
I think I already mentioned this one as well.
We'll just go right through this
one.
one.
I think my City of Heroes obviously was very popular for its time, but running into people now, like everyone played, almost a lot of people played that in the gaming community played, World of Warcraft and other like MMOs like that, but there's not that population for City of Heroes, and the issue with that it's like City of Heroes had a very weird end to it.
You know what you're missing? The Facebook games, the mob.
Oh,
you're missing those.
So I'll admit, yeah, back in the day, I played a bunch of
Yoville. Oh my. Sorry.
That's more the nostalgia for you. I did play like a lot of those Facebook games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we
both.
I think like half my friends list is fucking like old people from those those Facebook games. But City of Heroes had a very weird end to it. It was one of most MMOs for its time were like subscription based.
Yeah.
Like you paid like $15 a month, $10 a month to play the game. And not many of those do them anymore. A lot of them went to free to play.
Yeah. And
free to play kind of tarnishes a little bit because what they end up doing for City of Heroes was like put all the actual fun classes. You got to pay to play them.
Yeah.
And no one likes that. No one.
I'd say a game that I played was, again, Lost Planet. I know there was a big following for it when it was first out. That's just because I played it, obviously. There's only a couple people. There's only like it wasn't the hugest following, but as the game progressed and the newer ones came out, it got like the reception was just horrible. And I'm not a story mode person, so I never played the story in the game. I only played the multiplayer, but it was so fun. I just loved, like, I don't know. I had this old friend on, like, you ever meet like somebody on Xbox or like something like that, and they're like old buddies, and like maybe like one day you'll you'll hear their voice again, and you're like, wow, I remember you. I don't know. I had this one guy on there that I just like. He was my buddy. Like he was my cool. He was the coolest motherfucker I knew. Like he was so cool, and I lost him like as a friend. Like cause my brother like deleted friends, and I didn't remember his name, or he changed it, or he got banned. I don't know. It was just crazy.
I have something similar to that. It's like because one of my friends from school did play City of Heroes with me, and like we had a friendship because of that. And since I lived on a military base, your friends like are like a revolving door, because like one day year from year, you'd be gone, but you'd leave or they'd leave. And so after because my I already said that City of Heroes had a weird end, but my actual playing of City of Heroes had a very I want to say sad because it's a video game, but I put years into that game, got the highest level with one of my heroes, worked one of my villains got pretty high as well, and then basically the technology the computer that ran it for so long stopped being able to run it. It just went past the graphical limits of that computer. Because I had stopped playing it for a year, then tried to play it again. And I was just it was just sad. So then going back to it with an upgraded computer and trying to play it when it was free to play.
Yeah.
And then it was not the same thing. And so you're sitting there
is dumb. No.
No, it's not this dumb. It just felt bad, and then it finally it just ended, after 5, 6, almost almost 10 years. I want to say it just ended, and everyone and there are plans to try to bring it up again, start it up again, and do modded servers and stuff like that, like they did for whatchamacall, that old legacy World of Warcraft server that's been shut down now.
I don't know. So, last but not least, the funniest moment that ever happened in a game, or the most memorable moment that you ever experienced in a game.
I would have to say some of our funniest moments, for me, have come about either in... it's hard to pinpoint just one, either in Modern Warfare 2 or League of Legends. Because you just, there's just, because, again, we played so many games of that, it's hard to pinpoint just one.
Yeah.
But, in Modern Warfare 2, just a little bit more, because you had the access to the voice chat.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun.
And, and we just, you'd stay up late, and you were loudmouths, fucking cocky, young teenagers who wouldn't we weren't the guys, screaming racial slurs at people.
Yeah, like they do now.
At least I wasn't.
Yeah. I did not. I did nothing. But,
And I just won.
Oh, look at that. I'll finish it up with, I'd say one of the most memorable moments I ever had in video games. I used to watch my brother play video games all the time. That's all I did. I didn't like playing them.
You just got me remembering something.
Yeah, I know.
If you're going to talk about what you're about to talk about.
But, no, I used to watch my brother play, all games. Sly Cooper, obviously a really good game series, I'm just saying. And Spyro, especially, because he would get really angry at games, and I would analyze what's going on in the game. And I was 2 years younger than my brother, so obviously he knew more about it than me. And I was at one point, I was he just got off and he got pissed off, and he went up to eat ravioli or something for it was some meal, I can't remember exactly, but and then I got on the game, and I got to where the boss was. I can't remember his name, but I know it's so nostalgic if I remember the guy's name, but I went on and I beat the boss for him, and he came down. He's like, "What the fuck? What happened?" Or not? I mean, not what the fuck. He's like, "What the heck? How'd you beat him?" I'm like, I did that. I did it for a couple games, and I just remember doing that because it just helped me understand what's going on more in the games, and how I was able to do well in the games rather than my brother, just because he's always flamed in games and stuff. So.
That's what that was what I thought you were gonna bring up. Just his brother would scream at video games.
It's not that big of a deal.
I mean now he doesn't. And now
he actually doesn't even play anymore.
Yeah, but for the longest time, it just we'd just be sitting here and you'd be yelling at the game. We're oh, calm down, man. But speaking of beating of a boss, so one of my most memorable moments was from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. Again, it took me months, almost a year, to beat that game because I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And we get to and there's the final fight. And it's in two stages. It's in a couple of stages, and the one stage is the really, really hard. Well, actually, it was you're trapped in this room with all these machines coming to kill you. But basically, you get up off this elevator into the room, and the elevator's supposed to lock before you go upstairs to the final boss. And I was me being a little kid, I was why the fuck don't I just get back in the elevator? And that's what I did. And it immediately sent me up to the final boss, skipping an entire 30-minute fight. And so I'm sitting there well, fuck.
Well,
and then the entire final boss.
Did you beat him?
Yeah, because I was super overpowered, and I always go to the dark side with things.
Yeah.
So I had all the really broken dark side moves, which was, I think it was called Lightning Storm. You'd you'd shoot lightning up in the sky, it'd come down.
Yeah.
I just force choked the motherfucker until he died. And that was that was the conclusion to a year's worth of a gameplay for me.
you were probably at the highest level of your peak for 3 months, and you didn't even know it.
I was it was so anticlimactic. I was just in there. I was actually sad it ended that way. Not as sad as the second game ended, because it ended in a similar way. Because to me, when I was a little kid, I really didn't think that things got sequels.
Yeah.
I just didn't process in my head.
Yeah.
One game, that was the end. There was no ever chance until they announced it that there was ever going to be a second one. Same thing with TV shows and movies. I didn't realize that money really ruled the world that type of way. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's mine.
basically a day in the life of Dudes Times Twos.
Little
and
chill cast.
Little chill cast. You guys, hope you enjoyed.
Bye.